Hello and welcome back. I'm Shelf Unit and this is my continuing Let's Play of Shadowrun Dragonfall. Okay, so last time we had an extraordinarily long episode in which we broke into the OTK's data dump. And this time I'm hoping we probably might have an equally long time episode, but in some respects I hope we don't, because it's normally just 3 episodes. Any thoughts about the last run? I'm going to talk about it. Now you're all settled in, got some questions. Blitz glances wistfully back at the terminal on the table and then turns back with a sigh of resignation. I suppose, but I'll try to keep it short, okay, Chief? I've got things to do. How long were you in Dragonfall? I ended up there after an anarchist revolution of 39. I was just a kid back then. Too young to realise how good I was, how much money I could have made working in the shadows. He shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. So being young and dumb. I fell in with a gang crowd and that was that. You're a member of a drug gang. Why should I trust you? Why wouldn't you, Chief? I mean, just look at me. He does his best to give you a winning smile. I'm a trustworthy guy. Prove it. Tell me about the gang you're around. Well, I don't know that much, Chief. I wasn't a member of a gang leadership or anything. I'm not really sure why you care either. Consider it a test. I need to know where your loyalties lie. Your loyalties lies. If that's what it takes for you to trust me, fine. Anything for you, Chief. Well, where to begin? When I first arrived at Dragonfall, I spent some time taking in the lay of the land. The Schwarzhirschen was still a pretty small gang, strictly street level, but I could see they were going places. I did a little pro bono decking for their leader, a fat little dwarf named Dita. Soon enough I was part of the family. For a drug gang, the Schwarzhirschen were decent enough folks. I made a lot of money with them. Helped them take the hotel in the first place. We had a lot of good years there. Then Dita was killed in a firefight, and our happy little family fell apart. Sorry to hear that. He holds up his hand. Save your sympathy. Data didn't mean to direct me. He and the rest of the gang were a convenient revenue stream. Considering what went down next, I wish I'd never met the little butterball. After Data kicked the bucket, his second in command took over. She was a real piece of work. Called herself Leonie Luster. She had a vicious streak a mile long. She was none too fond of me. Did she turn on you? Immediately. I don't know why. Maybe she felt threatened by my friendship with Data, back before he ate that bullet. Or maybe she was just jealous of my rugged good looks. Who the hell knows? The point is, she went after me, vigorously. Within 24 hours of Data's death, I had a price on my head, and then the hotel got taken over. So that's what you need to know about Schwarzhirschen. They were a great gang, powerful gang. I helped to make them that way. Then they had a management turnover, and everything went to hell. Blitz rocks back on his feet and his hands in his pockets. That's it. End of story. Anything else you want to talk about? Wait a second. That isn't it. There are some pretty big holes in that story. Come on, Chief. This is all ancient history. Wouldn't you rather talk about the future? The runs we're going to go on, all the money we're going to make. Blitz, tell me what happened between Lester putting the price on your head and the hotel getting attacked. Alright, Chief, fine, if that's what it'll take to make you happy. So, I was in the bind, right? The members of the Schwarzhirschen who were loyal to Lester were all out for my blood, and none of the others were going to stick their necks out for me. The advantage of being a gang is protection in numbers. When those numbers turn against you, you've got to get creative if you want to stay alive. What did you do? Blitz taps the plastic of his data jack. Well, I had to. Luster declared war on me, so I retaliated, and I won, all without ever firing a shot. Not an answer. Blitz sighs. You won't be satisfied until I spell it out, will you? Okay, fine. I hacked into Luster's computer and sent all of our information to a rival organisation. Remember Frank from the hotel? He was my liaison. They hit the Schwarzhirschen and hit him hard, and they took the hotel, and then they took me. Well, I meant the plan backfired a little. Did what you had to do. In your place, I'd have probably done the same. Blitz lets out a sigh of relief. Thanks, Chief. I knew you'd understand. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to what I was doing. He gives you a lazy salute. We'll talk later, and I'm sure, Chief. Glad to be a member of the team. Good. I'm glad to have you. And you're a decent decker. Okay, let's check this. Let's pop that up there. Check inboxes for new messages. You have one. Last DVD. Screen flickers life. Mallet's face appears. She wears a plastic smile. Hi again, Sarah Evenstar. Well, I've recovered one last DVD for you, but I'm afraid that's all you're going to get. You might as well use the rest as coasters. They're all beyond repair. If you look at the table beside your DVD player, you'll find the disc I salvaged. She pauses as a slight frown crosses her face. To be completely honest, that was a lie. To recover this last disc, I was forced to subcontract. Scrotty is still a brutal man. I'm unimpressed with his manner, and his poor hygiene disgusts me, but he's very good with all things like this. All credit where it's due. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back on your computer screen. Check the sales of the Alice Fund, 40,000, get back. Access the Shadowland. Post payment data for sale. payment for sold data. Yep. Excellent. Back. States the Alice Fund is exactly, it's 40,000, go back. Walk away. Let's talk to Glory. And you're holding up. So you're good, I trust you. Talk to you later. Let's quick chat to Iger. As you approach Iger turns to face you, alright, blah blah blah. Any thoughts about the last run? No. No, we haven't talked. Whoops. No. Okay. Back down here. Actually, no, I want to watch the DVDs first. Fourth DVD. Softwaring sound, blah blah blah, play track 1. DVD player ramps up to speed, filling the air with a shrill whining sound. Greenwinter's face appears on the screen. Timestamp on the video reads 2050, 28th of April, 2050. This is it, the interview. Took some digging to find it, but here it is, my big brother, back in his prime. The note disappears, and for a moment the screen goes blank. Suddenly the images of a news correspondent flashes onto the screen, accompanied by a brief orchestral flourish. Timestamp in the upper right-hand corner of the screen reveals the date, August 22nd, 2012. Thank you for joining us. We are coming to you from the ruins of Sangerhausen, the 5th Harz mountain town to be sacked by the dragon Fürschwinge. Standing by my side is the head of Dyke Defense, Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Dr. Vauclair has been hailed as the leader in the effort to bring down Fürschwinge and end her reign of terror. Dr. Vauclair, tell us about your efforts to bring down the dragon. Killing the monster has proven very difficult, to say the least. Her speed and maneuverability in the air are extraordinary. Her scales repel small arms fire, and her breath can melt steel. Our R&D teams have been working around the clock to devise a weapon capable of downing the beast. In the interim, we are providing material support for the Luftwaffe's attempt to shoot her down via conventional means. Herr Vauclair, why are you directing Dial's defense's energies to the killing of Fürschwinge? Are there corporate interests at play in this? Corporate interests? No. This is a matter of human interest. Innocent lives are being extinguished at an appalling rate. I'm in a position to help put an end to the slaughter, and so I must. It really is that simple. Dr. Vauclair, you must understand my skepticism. Our viewers aren't looking for a PR statement. They come to us for the truth. I'm afraid I don't have time to go back and forth on this. Your viewers can think whatever they wish. My concern is helping the people affected by this tragedy. In that case, Dr. Vauclair, I thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. You're very welcome. To the viewers at home, stay safe and watch the skies. Salvation is coming, I promise. Again, that was Dr. Adrian Vauclair, CEO of DL Defense. Dr. Vauclair is the chief architect of the military's current plan to bring down the dragon Fürschwinge. Stay tuned for more late-breaking news on the battle for Harz Mountains. We'll be right back. Play track 2. The display goes blank for a moment and the face of Greenwinter's comes onto the screen. There's a look of astonishment on his face. Timestamp of the video reads 17th of November 2054. Holy shit! I just stumbled onto some of Adrian's old lab notes. I'm not going to say how I came across these. Someone might get hurt if the wrong people watch this. But I've checked them against some of Adrian's old handwriting samples and they're legitimate. Holy shit, this is big. Alright, back up. Okay, slowly. Down. Breathe. He takes a moment to calm himself. So these notes, they pretty much confirm something I'd always suspected. The Luftwaffe didn't shoot down Fürschwinge. I mean, they tried. They pumped thousands of rounds into the air around her, and they lobbed rockets at her for months. Lost a lot of attack helicopters and fighter craft in the process. But none of those things were responsible for taking her down. The Dragonfall was caused by an experimental warhead, one that Adrian and his Deal Defense think tank designed. I don't understand the science of it, not even a little bit. But from what I can piece together, it looks like they designed some sort of chemical radiological agent that acts on their metagene. I don't think that they fully understand what they were doing. It was 2012, after all. I mean, the process worked. But I don't know if they understood why it worked. Anyway, when a warhead full of this stuff comes into contact with a dual-natured creature, a dragon, say, it drives a wedge between that creature's physical and astral forms. The body gets put into some sort of hibernation state and the spirit is forced out. It also looks like this process can maintain that state of separation indefinitely, and that's a pretty horrifying thought. A discorporated body is supposed to die in a few hours. I've heard horror stories about ghost-walking mages getting trapped in astral space, unable to join with their meat. I heard they went crazy from the pain. If what I'm reading is accurate, it's entirely possible that Fürschwinge has been trapped outside of her body for over 40 years. Winter pushes his chair back and slaps the table in front of him. This is why Adrian was so cagey about the subject of Fürschwinge after the Dragonfall. He knew for a fact that she was alive, even if only technically. Her body crashed down into the socks, sure, but she wasn't dead. The government wouldn't let Adrian tell the public about any of this, of course. It'd interfere with the lie that they were feeding us, that the Firewing was dead, and that everyone was safe, and that people should stop hiding in their basements and get back to work again. But Privately, he always said that she was still out there, somewhere deep in the socks. I always thought that he was paranoid, but I was wrong. He knew. So what does all this mean? It means that the stories I got from the ghost draft suddenly sound a lot more plausible. It means that Fürschwing is definitely alive, and that Adrian's disappearance is unquestionably tied to her survival. It also means that Germany is in deep shit, because if Fürschwing is still alive, it's only a matter of time before she rears her ugly head again. Okay, that's enough for one night. I gotta go get drunk. Play track 3. The DVD ramps up to speed from the blah blah blah. Timestamp reads 15th of May 2033. Look, Adrian, I understand you. God, Lord knows I do, but you've got to drop this dragon fixation. People are starting to talk. There's a camera cut, and you find yourself looking at the young, handsome Dr. Adrian Vauclair. He wears a slight smile on his face. Oh, they're talking, are they? What a terrible shame. Damn it, Adrian, this is serious. You're a public figure. You could lose everything if you don't keep these ridiculous fairy tales to yourself. Hermie, my theories are not as you call them fairy tales. Dragons are real. I saved Germany from one. Have you forgotten? No, of course not. Everyone knows that you killed the fireman. Stopped. Not killed. Fine, stopped, whatever. Winters swipes a bottle off the table in front of him, drains it and drops it on the floor. Call it whatever you want, but Adrian, you're the only one who's still obsessed with these damn things. There aren't that many of them, and they're not taking over the world. Vauclair's voice is quiet, soft. Such is the cry of the cancer patient, unaware of what's killing him. I'm fine, not to worry. I'll smoke another cigarette. What's the harm? He doesn't see what's happening, but winds up dead all the same. Winters snorts. Now you're just being maudlin. Look, Adrian. Vauclair shakes his head. His smile's disappeared. You mark my words, Harry. Within 5 years, corporations, even countries, will fall to these creatures. And the worst part of it is, nobody will care. Oh, but people will tut-tut about it. There may be a protest or two, but nobody will actually do anything to stop them. The immortal, all-powerful, utterly pitiless reptiles will seize more and more of our power, wealth, and territory. But we foolish, short-sighted mortals will never get it back. Green Winters chuckles uncomfortably, raises his hands in the air in a supplicating gesture. Come now, Adrian. Vauclair talks over his brother's interruption. We could solve the problem, of course, but we as a species are unwilling to invest our energy into problems that aren't staring us right in the face. As it was with climate change, so it is with dragons. I've accepted that, but you can't ask me to stop caring about it. Winters shakes his head. You're hopeless, Adrian. Fine, by all means, keep caring. Just keep your conspiracy theories to yourself. I'm telling you this for your own sake. Vauclair sighs. He looks incredibly tired. Yes, Sammy, you're right, of course. I mustn't jeopardize my credibility with the masses. Winters' expression turns serious. His voice lowers. It's not just your credibility I'm worried about. Talk is talk, but sometimes... He pauses, shakes his head. Sometimes I worry you're really going to go back to the socks. Vauclair's tone softens again. Hurt me. Right. Winters cuts his brother off. A new intensity burns in his voice. Please, big brother, just drop all of this. Stop hunting the fire and start living your life again. If you won't do it for yourself, then for Christ's sake, do it for me. Vauclair nods and then looks away from the screen. All right, Harry, I'll try. Final track 4. Text. Meet and mate singles dating profile. User Jolly Green Winters. Last active 15th of January 54. Type metatype human. Sex male. Ethnicity Caucasian. Body type muscular. Age 50. Looking for female. HED. Whatever that means. Athletic 25 to 30. I'm a fun-loving guy who's also a great listener. I love hiking, clubbing, and all kinds of pets. I'm looking for a cute, funny, adventurous girl who's down to party. I don't respond to profiles without pics. No orcs, no trolls. Sorry, ladies. And eject the DVD. Power down and step away. What's that achievement we've just unlocked? Historical record. So that must have means we've unlocked everything there. So even Stars has said, well, job well done as usual. And the plan has worked swimmingly, I might add. I'm already patched to the Night Errant comm system, and if and when they summon their high threat response team, I will know it. As soon as you're finished resupplying, I recommend heading directly to the Jewel District. Jewel District? Commercial district shared by a variety of competing corporate interests. As technology controls the largest share of the district, including the major utilities that serve it. You will find the facility that you'll be raiding right there. Considering that the level of security as technology is running, I wouldn't count on medical evac being available on this run. In fact, I'd bet against it. That means if anyone falls unconscious in there, they'll be buried when the building collapses. Obviously, you can't let that happen. I'd suggest stocking up on medical supplies before leaving the cruise bar. Noted. I'll buy out Esquibel's supply of medkits and Bournemont contracts. One last thing, Serene Star. Frau Muller sent me a message while you're on the OTK run. She says that when you reach the sub-basement of the facility, you will find a security door. This door's maclocks can be opened via a voice print recognition system. Apparently, Fruamola surreptitiously recorded your meeting. She claims that she has added your voice print to the As Technology database. What does that mean for me? If our client is to be believed, you will have the necessary access to open the door. The rest of your team, however, will not. When you reach that door, I'd recommend grouping up. Once you open it, there's no saying what you'll find on the other side. I'm not crazy about all these new details coming in. She should have briefed me about this earlier. Agreed. Our Frau Muller is clearly out of her depth. That said, we find ourselves between a rock and a hard place. We desperately need the money she's paying for this job, and we've already committed ourselves by attacking OTK. Despite Frau Muller's lack of professionalism, we need to press forward, and that means you're going to need to get past the door. Go now, Sir Evenstar. We need to strike while the iron is hot. I am on it. Let's rock and roll then, people. I'm going to go up here just quickly to check any last instances of strangeness. Let's talk to Simi. Simi Clinton waves an awkward dance through scattered refuse. Her two thin legs wobble, but she keeps her footing though. Sun will come out tomorrow. I'll bet you bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. We could all use a little sun down here. It's not literally sun, silly. It means tomorrow will be a better day. Monica used to say something like that. When I was tired, when I was sad, when I only wanted to sleep, she would tell me. She told me I would forget, that the pain would go away. Anyone ever try to get you off the Sims? But I need them. Monica understood that, and Zach says they're safe. I don't know what I'd do without them. I dream, and I don't want to dream. I don't want to remember. They help me forget. They help me be strong and smart. And I never lose anyone. Makes it a good thing, right? Better to be strong and smart in the real world. I wish I could be. We'll talk some more another time. I'm not joking. Let's head up to the phone booth. Walk away. Don't think we're going to be getting any more calls. Let's head up here to the U-Bahn platform. Let's board that train. Assemble the team. Rory, Blitz, and Iger. Okay. Confirm. As technology, a giant in the worlds of technological and magical research, one of the most powerful and feared corporations on the planet. There are very few places in this world that the tendrils of As technology cannot reach. Germany is no exception. The black glass edifice of the Nazi pyramid dominates the courtyard of the Citadel Spandau, and countless others, more innocuous facilities, can be found all over Berlin. The lab they maintain in the Jewel district is one of these. According to your client, the project that the Aussies are working on here is dangerous. So dangerous that she's paying you to bring the entire building down. Okay. That's equipped. That's equipped. Let's get one of those out. Let's bring another med kit. And confirm. Okay. You have unspent karma. Let's think about this. We've got 7. That's pretty good. Let's pump up our ranged combat. That's the maximum for troll. That is maximum for human. Quickness is at its best. So we will increase our ranged combat. Dual district, everything our client made it out to be. Corporate complexes of all description crowd into one another, competing for the district's limited space. Lights burn in all the windows, but the streets stand empty. No shoppers, pedestrians, nothing but silence. Quiet out here. A friend of mine did a job here once. Told me that the local wage slaves are all issued efficiency apartments out deep inside the compound. Apparently the buildings are all linked up on an underground tram system. Bed to cubicle in less than 5 minutes, most days. Poor bastards don't even get to see the sunshine. That ain't living. It's a slow death. He shakes his head. I just don't get wage slaves, man. I really, really don't. Searching the dead-end drop, you find a package with the telltale markings of the Shockwell writer. RE As Technology. This is an open request for research data from As Technology Dual District Branch. Aussies conduct their research in secrecy. They use their money and power to obscure wealth. We will uncover their secrets. We will share them with the world. We will level the playing field between As Technology and its competition. The timely delivery of this information will be well rewarded. Freedom, equality, information. Shockwell and writer. Ah! Right, so we're getting in there. Your comlink crackles with static. A moment later, the sonorous voice of Luca Durr begins speaking to you. Hello again, Sir Evenstar. I have an opportunity for you. You are in an As Technology facility, yes? Well, that facility is also home to an executive. A small man who foolishly believes he is beyond our reach. In this he is mistaken. We would like you to deliver a message to this effect, as long as it doesn't get in the way of what I have to do. This is such a simple task. I can't imagine it would. All that we need you to do is whisper a phrase into his ear. We are pleased that Project Vincent is going so well. If you wanted to embellish the fact that he is receiving this message in the one place where he feels the most secure, we wouldn't stop you. And that's all there is to it. A simple job, but an important one. We have already marked your target's current location on the PDA. We have great faith in you, Sir Evenstar. Please, don't disappoint us. Fair enough. Your comlink buzzes. There's a series of clicks as the connection is established, and a moment later Paul Amstel begins to speak. All right, Sir Evenstar, I said. That's the As Technology complex just in front of you. You'll notice a heavy security posted at the front door. Those are As Technology employees. They're dangerous to be sure, but you could probably take them without too much difficulty. Unfortunately, the Aussies have also contracted Knight Errant to protect this facility. They're the ones we need to worry about. Just to reiterate, get in... Oh, sorry, you want to keep a low profile on this run. Ha ha ha! Get in and out as quickly as possible, quietly as possible. Knight Errant keeps a high threat response team on site. And you don't want to tangle with them, trust me on that. If you need to go loud, give it everything you've got. You're going to be reducing the building to a smouldering crater anyway. But I'd highly recommend stealth over frontal assault. We won't start the shooting until we run out of words. Good one. I begin by trying to find an alternative path into the building, something out of sight. Once the facility calls for help, you're going to be on a tight time scale. Cheap corporate art. Looks like marble from a distance, but up close it's clearly made of injection molded plasticrete. Oh, hello there. His LTG text coveralls are smeared with sweat and grime. A scowl is plastered across her face. She takes a quick glance at you and then turns back to her work. Unless you're here to help me fix this panel, you'd better stay out of the way or the hell I'm out of here. Otherwise I'll call security and help them drag you out. Have Blitz take a look at the panel. Quietly, Blitz shows her the problem. 2 mismatched connections. Hey, you're right. She looks up at you. The scowl has disappeared from her face, but she doesn't look happy either. Look, I really appreciate the help, but I have to do this myself. I'm already way behind, and the corporate's going to have my ass if I don't get it done before lunch. You know, if you're that far behind, you can always go and catch up on your other work and leave me to work on the panel. Be no trouble. confused scowl crosses her face. I don't even know you, buddy. Why in God's name would I leave you alone with a panel that I'm responsible for? Bribe her. Scowl drops off her face to replace with a blank stare. A second later she finishes processing what you said. A sly smile creeps across her lips. You know what? I do deserve an efficiency bonus. She snatches a PDA off her belt and presses it to your cred stick. Once the transfer is completed, she steps away from the panel. Now, I'm going to go get plastered. Efficiently. Good girl. Over decorator, over control. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, we're in. And before we do go in, this is going to be a good time to shut down this episode. I'm sorry, this one's going to be slightly shorter, but having gone way over for the last 2 episodes, I think a slightly sort of a less time consuming episode is good for both you and me. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and next time we will be going into the facility and all hell will probably be let loose. Thank you ever so much for watching. Goodbye.